it's Inkapan Crow. I wanted to add this part also, just so you know that some of the pointers might overlap one another, but they are still all important no matter what they are. So here's the 7 things to add on before we discuss about the 3 testers. So 7 things you must know before you officially work with a stranger or seen face to face, or you're trying to get a co-worker on your indie project, whether programming, artist, writer, musician, that sort of thing. First point to note, every following steps requires video call, screen share at all times no matter what. Here's pointer number 2. They must love scheduling video call and screen sharing meeting. This one is very important because the importance of understanding the person for who they are. At least that way you know that this is someone you can trust. Then after that, play a game of Simon Says number. This is where the cards come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the one that will help to separate. They must love number 3. They must love documentation of the projects, everything details, tasks, events, everything. Pointer number 4. Pointer number 5. Ask them to run through the project/event and demonstrate their skill as you watch them on screen sharing. This is very important as it will tell you the difference between the person who actually knows what they're doing and someone who doesn't. Pay attention to how they talk about it and whether they have. Pointer number 6. Ask questions important about everything related to this project. Pointer number 7. Use payment when they are completed a milestone. So it's sort of when they complete a part of the task, they can be given payment a little bit, but only just for a little bit only. So that's where the written contract comes into play. So not because they asked. They could run away with payment and no work after all. And the important thing to note is to not give them anything till all those things are listed have been valid and known. When you're really that paranoid, you have to wonder about every single thing that they do and what they don't tell you. But that's okay. That's fine to have questions and doubts, and there's something to show. Ask for verification and everything with screen sharing, not with text in Word doc or texting, because anything can be faked. Real co-workers will have something to show you. That is one of the important pointers I want to also give you. Real co-workers have something to show you, while fraudsters and scammers will have nothing to show forth because it doesn't exist, but give excuses in texting, which of course you can't see behind the other screen. Unless you do video call or screen sharing, that is the only way that you're able to separate them. Always ask for video call no matter what excuses they give. And besides, it's 2026. Everybody has a camera, and it's not the year 2000 anymore. This is how you will be able to separate the people who truly care about your project, or keep yourself safe and keep your paranoia at bay. And that is how you interact with people online while you try to find your true co-workers online, whichever situation it is. At least this is one more layer of protection for yourself. I wish you the best in your communications and projects. Now back to the video. Hello there, my name is Inkapan Crow. Today's topic, we'll be talking about separating the fraudsters from the co-workers, the 3 true tests, and this is what I want to share with you today, so you can keep yourself from being any mischief anybody would want to play on you, and that way no. Hello, this is Inkapan Crow, and today's topic we'll be talking about separating the fraudsters from the co-workers, the 3 true tests, written by me. So to give some context, whether or not you're finding someone to help you out for your project, whether you're trying to get an artist, or you're making GDD, writer, or you're trying to find a musician, or you're trying to find a programmer, this one applies to most of it. especially those who this will help you from being scammed. As you know, while the internet brings people together, there are definitely people out there who are willing to take advantage of that idea. Unfortunately, we can't say the internet is somewhat safe, but we can keep ourselves safe right here. So don't worry, I'll walk it through with you right here. If you haven't seen the previous videos that I've made so far, Payment by Scrooge, that one was somewhat related to the topic of scams. And then there's the video that I made some time ago called a Fraudsters portfolio. That one it also teaches part 1 to this one's part 2. Separate the fraudsters from the co-workers, the 3-2 test that I will make sure that you keep yourself safe. And if you haven't watched that one yet, I recommend you go and watch the Fraudsters portfolio right now. At least this one would be an extra nugget for you to learn. And with that out of the way, let's get to it. So let's say you manage to find somebody and they manage to contact you. Good, but we're not quite out of the jungle yet, are we? First things first, we need to make sure identifying them. Well, as much as we like to say texting is good, it doesn't really tell you that, and portfolio is not really as safe as it's supposed to be. Well, don't worry, we'll walk it through together. How do we identify them? The solution I propose is ask for 30 minutes video call. Yes, this was the one. Well, you can get them to talk on Zoom or Discord video call or Google Meetings. Any one of them is possible. And if they say no, let it be known, this is 2026. This is not the year 2000s. Everybody has a camera, and there's no need to be shy about it. It's always good to have honest people, and to get to know your co-workers also is also a +1. If they really don't want to, keep asking for that video call. At least that way you know for certain it's really them. You don't want to have another situation where you are part of. You won't want to get into a conversation with a fraudster or scammer. You don't want to get into a situation where you're not even so sure of the person's identity. So this one is something of a good confirmation. So the first test you must do when you are on video call, let's say for example they agreed to video call, then well done. We'll get to the first test. First test we have to do right now is play Simon Says. Yes, Simon Says number. Simon Says number, you just need to make sure that you have a group of cards, write them down 1 to 9, and play a little game with them. At least like confirm with them that this is the person that you can see, and that way you can also see their faces as well. If you show up 1 and 3, they must be able to show up 1 and 3, and that way this will have like some sort of connection between the both of you, and that way you can be able to see each other's faces, and that there's no way you can fail this test and the other person who is also behind there as well. Let's say for example they decided to give a different number. Keep trying again until they are able to do it. If they give 5, show up a card that says 4 and 9, they are not supposed to say a different number like 5 and 9. Keep trying until you manage to get the same number, until they get the same number as you, then that one will be correct. But let's say if they did agree to the video call and they only show the numbers but they didn't show their face, that is mighty suspicious. Being able to see their screen is definitely important, but also seeing the person who is also there, that one is also important. And after that, make sure you ask them to turn around, do sideways, turn their heads, and make sure that they are able to tell that they are definitely real people and that their identities are what they say they are. And if they pass that test, we'll go on to the second one. Ask them to make small changes to their existing game or whatever is related to their profession, as they said. already done or start anew. Nothing too difficult. It's the programming after all. This is the part where you have to screen share. Screen share with them. Ask them to screen share what you're doing, what they are doing, so that you can be able to see what their progress is, and that way there will be this bond of connection that you know that this one somebody you can trust. Pay attention to what they say, and you know that if they know what they are talking about, then this one is someone to be trusted. Ask them to do these small changes, and that way you know, okay, this person has the skills. So here's a few examples to get you started. For example, make that character move 2 times faster walking speed. Example number 2, make that character jump infinite by spacebar. Number 3, make that character get hurt by damage. Make sure you are seeing them work. It should take at least an hour or something for them to code. At least time is subjective after all, but screen share is definitely important. Now the third final test, you have to give them whatever the task that you've given them as a small task. If you're talking to a musician, get them to make music. If you're talking to a programmer, get them to follow the GDD that you're making. Make the character move, and damage followed to damage. Artists make sure that they have half the artwork finished first, and then agree to it. And if they pass all the tests, they are true co-workers. So you're probably wondering, what's all this about? To answer your question, it allows us to see the face of our supposed co-workers and see their reaction. Facial expression is one of the most important key things that tells us in video call that can do that texting can't, which scammers and fraudsters fail to review. And if they say, oh, I don't want to do video call, there's definitely something suspicious right there. If you ever feel like something is suspicious, don't talk to them anymore, and you can only feel a little bit more safer that way. So those are the 3 testers I've given you. It's at least something to go by. At least that way you can go safely on the internet with knowing that if this person is truthful, you might as well talk to them and get to see them for the first time. Video call makes it all the more convenient after all. Get to see the little expressions, thoughts that texting can't, and which makes this a bit much more valuable. Everybody has a camera after all, so there's no need to be shy about it. And if they are a fraudster, they will probably be running away scared. And don't be surprised if you get blocked. That is definitely a sign to take notice. And with that, thank you for watching to the end of the video. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe if you like this content, so I'll know for certain, because this is the only way that I'll know that you like it. And if you like content like this, I have a Patreon page, whether for all people who like extra stuff. We got behind the scenes footage, time lapses, ready illustrations, abandoned scraps, and past artwork, and many more things on Patreon. And if you really like this one, go ahead and support any of the tiers on Patreon. If you support any of the tiers, your name will appear on my Patreon and YouTube videos right here. I'll even read your name to show you how much I care for your support. And with that, please stay safe. Bye bye.